doesn't sound like her. But this is what I heard. I heard this from somebody over the weekend before WrestleMania aired. But you know what I heard? Trish Stratus was contacted to appear, and according to this source, she said that she'd appear, and when she was told that Santino was going to win, she was not happy about it and turned down the invitation. I haven't reported anything on it just yet because there was more to it than that, where Trish basically demanded that she were to win or that she were to come out on top during that match, and then they were going to put her over in the coming weeks. She was going to make a partial return if she was put over big in that match. That's why I haven't reported anything on it. I didn't even want to say anything on it tonight. We're gonna have to wait. I mean, if something that doesn't sound like Trish Stratus to me. It just doesn't. It doesn't.
Didn't she go on record, or I thought I read online maybe that she had prior commitments to not going?
She had who?
I thought I read somewhere, like in one of those Toronto newspapers, they interviewed her briefly, and and I think one of the reporters asked, "Hey, if are you going to be at WrestleMania?" And she said something about, unfortunately, she has like prior commitments or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to follow up on it. We're going to have to. If you guys see something on the website here in the next few days, I didn't want to put anything out there just yet, but that's what somebody told me through an email over the weekend. Somebody that was at WrestleMania. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see where they go with that. But John Cena, this guy. I know a lot of you guys don't like him. He is a little bit corny for some of us older fans. His entrance
was corny. I'm sorry. Before I forget, his entrance was. I mean, he has some remarkable entrances last year, coming in with a Ford Mustang at the Ford Center, crashing through the fence, or not fence. I'm sorry, the glass, and make it dramatic. And this year he steals an Eminem kind of concert gimmick and gets a bunch of guys that look like him, and then just to kind of stand side by side and do the "You Can't See Me," and that was it.
Oh, come on, that was cool. Listen.
Oh, God, no.
Listen, dude.
It was corny.
When Eminem came out, rapper Eminem came out on the MTV Video Music Awards and did that a few years back, it was awesome, all right? And you know why it was awesome? Because it was Eminem. You John Cena haters out there, right? I know it was a takeoff. I know it was kind of a rip-off. Da-da-da-da-da. Why did you hate it? If Eminem did it at the MTV Awards, you would have loved it. John Cena does it at WrestleMania, and you hate it. Why?
No, you know what it is? It's not because it's John Cena. It could have been Umaga coming in that way, and you bunch of Samoans doing the same. I mean, I'm just saying the whole entire concept of just, maybe they could have done something else different. It could have something more dramatic, or I don't know. Maybe I was just expecting a little bit more, because every time when he does do an entrance, remember the one that he walked down the skywalk and all the way towards the ringside? Every time there was like a dramatic, wow. It was just a bunch of guys.
It's the people that hate John. That
I don't hate him, though.
Yeah, but I know, but maybe not you, but everybody else who's all right. If John Cena came out, right, and he walked to the ring, down to WrestleMania, he walks to the ring, and there's nobody out there, and he does just a normal entrance, you guys are going to hate John Cena. Not you guys. I don't want to keep saying you, but the guys that hate John Cena are going to hate him just as much, whether he has.
They're not going to give anything that he does an opportunity.
Nothing. Absolutely, they're going to say
nothing. It's zero. I mean, but see, where I'm coming from is I praise the man professionally and personally because of what he's done for this business and what he's doing for himself and how he started it off. It's just
dude,
to me,
that
right there is just. I don't know. Maybe it was just boring. I mean, maybe I want a little bit more than just a bunch of guys just kind of saying you can't see me.
I mean, they did. Something's better than nothing. You know what I mean?
You're right. True. I would expected something more kind of like in the same levels as his past entrances.
Listen,
maybe that's
I'm not a big fan of John Cena myself. All right, I'm a little bit older. 28, about to be 28 here come August, you know what I mean? And I'm a little bit older, and some of the promos that he does, they're corny, they don't get over with me, this and that. But you have to give the guy credit, and I know you do.
Absolutely.
I know you do, dude. But a lot of these people that are just absolute Cena haters, this guy has come leaps and bounds from when he first came into WWE. And I think his matches, the guy goes out there and gives everything he's got during every single match. And I don't have any problem. The only problem that I have is the corniness by Cena, where if he was more serious and didn't go over the top in his promos, I have absolutely no problems with the guy.
And I think the only time that will happen is if, like I told you before, by the end of this year, he turns heel. Because, those little gimmicks, those little funny little things at the end, they're not going to get over if you're a heel, And I think maybe that's how he carved his character to be like an Austin, like a Rock. All those big guys, they turned heel. Everyone turns heel.
Is his merchandise still going to sell? I mean, if he's a heel?
Absolutely. Of course.
It's not going to sell as much as if he's a face. That's for sure.
You look at our society, though. I mean, everyone loves a heel now. It's like being a heel is a cool thing to do. And that's what John Cena, the kids are going to always like John Cena regardless if he's heel or not, because they may not accept him as a heel. They may just accept him as a fan favorite, but he's playing a heel role just to get over the people that really, really hate him, regardless of what he does.
That's true. I think an eventual John Cena heel turn at some point down the line.
I speak on history. That's just kind of like what history tells itself. With The Undertaker, with The Rock, with Shawn Michaels, with Triple H, the list goes on and on and on.
Yeah. Hey, what was next? Where did we leave off? We left off with John Cena. John Cena, new World Heavyweight Champion. I had predicted it. You kind of predicted it too, but you said Big Show basically just to go against me. But whatever. Then we had I'll give you that one. We'll say John Cena. I know you wanted Cena. Maybe you didn't want him, but you knew. Cena.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
All right. So then we brought out the class of 2009 Hall of Fame inductees.
Good evening, Houston.
Hey.
I had to do my house jingle.
There it is. I knew we were going to get it at least once, man.
I had to wait until the Hall of Fame. It was just kind of like perfect timing.
There you go. So they brought them all out on stage. The cool thing about it was Austin took off to the back, and my thinking, and I was talking to Boone when it happened, and I said, all right, Austin's walking in the back. Maybe he doesn't want to take the spotlight here, right? Maybe he doesn't want to be the main guy. He wants to give the other guys their props, let them stand out there. And then Boone said, nah, man. He said, Austin wouldn't just walk away. He's coming back, yeah. And then the glass broke. We had ourselves a beer bash at WrestleMania 25. This probably got over more than anything besides the Shawn Michaels Undertaker match with all the false finishes. But this got over more than anything on the show besides that.
Yeah, you heard it was typical Austin. You got the suit, and it's funny because a buddy of mine was, watching the show. He's like, whoa, man, I think that's the first time I've ever seen Austin in a suit. And then it's just like out of nowhere he goes to the back, and like everyone's like wondering what the heck. All the Hall of Famers are still up there, and Austin is not up there. And the fans on TV, if you were paying attention, you noticed when the camera was scrolling down the Hall of Famers, you saw lights, headlights, in the hallway, and then of course the silence, and then Austin's music just kicks in, and it was classical Austin. I mean, I couldn't, him going around the ring, beer bash, and then him driving back. It was just like, thank you, and that was pretty much the end. I mean,
that was cool. He also went over to Jim Ross and toasted him a beer, which was cool, man. And then he did the beer bash in the ring. I mean, that was an extra. You knew Austin was going to be there. I mean, we talked about that the last few weeks here on WZR already, where he was going to be in town for WrestleMania. You knew they always bring the Hall of Famers out on the actual WrestleMania show. So to have him there was cool. It was kind of like one final goodbye from him, which was cool. He's still going to be there. It wouldn't shock me to see him come back in brief roles. Not anything full-time, but just random appearances, cameos, things like that. You know what I mean? He's on good terms with them.
So in other words, he's not going to pull a Rock.
No, he's not going to pull a Rock. And I don't think John Cena is either. That's another thing that people don't give Cena enough credit for.
It's interesting that John Cena called out The Rock, which, I think everyone kind of expected that for next year's WrestleMania.
Here's the thing about Cena, right? Cena says, I can go make movies, and I'll still be in WWE. I'll never leave for Hollywood. The thing about it is John Cena is making movies for WWE films. The Rock is making movies for Fox and
Disney.
Paramount and
getting paid about $8 or $9 million each film compared to maybe a mil or two.
Oh, dude, even more than that. I mean, Rock's getting paid, especially with the what's the recent one? Race to the Mountain, which did huge numbers. You know what I mean? So, I mean, he's getting money off of that too, but he's not under contract with WWE Films, and WWE Films is